Your neighbors know your routine better than you think. When you leave, when you come home, when your lights go off at night. Nina thought she knew her neighbor's routine too, until the night she realized she had never actually seen his face. Nina had lived in her apartment building for 2 years. Quiet place, good area. The man in the unit directly across the hall, apartment 9, had been there the whole time. She knew him by his routine. His door opened at 7 a.m. every morning, closed at 7:05. He came back at 6 p.m. Never spoke, never made eye contact in the hallway. She'd always assumed he was just private. Then one evening her power went out. She knocked on his door for a candle. The door opened, but only a few inches, stopped by the chain lock. A hand reached through the gap, pale, long-fingered, holding a candle. She took it, said thank you. The door closed. She stood there in the hallway, realizing she still hadn't seen his face, not once, in 2 years. She told herself it didn't matter. But that night, unable to sleep, she looked through her peephole out of habit. His door was open, just slightly, a thin line of darkness behind it. And in that darkness, she could see him standing perfectly still, facing her door. Not moving, not making a sound. Just standing there in the dark, looking out. She stepped back from the peephole, waited 10 minutes, looked again. He was closer now, still in the doorway, still staring. She called the building manager the next morning, asked about apartment 9. The manager frowned, pulled up the records. Apartment 9 has been vacant for 8 months, he said. The last tenant moved out in February. We haven't rented it since. Nina's voice went flat. Someone is living there. The manager shook his head slowly. That's not possible. I have the only key. They checked the apartment together. It was empty, clean. No signs of anyone. Except for one thing. On the inside of the front door, at eye level, was a small hole, perfectly round, smooth at the edges, like it had been carefully made over a long period of time, the exact size of a peephole, facing her door. Nina moved out that same week. She never found out who or what had been watching her from that apartment. But I think about that hole in the door a lot, about how long it must have taken to make it. About how many nights something stood behind it, watching, while she went about her ordinary life completely unaware. Subscribe now. The next story is about a building where every tenant reported the same dream. Same night. Same figure standing at the foot of their bed. And tell me in the comments, have you ever felt watched inside your own home? Because after this story, I think you'll understand why.